Hello, I'm Sandra Ranck. Welcome to Inside the House. This edition is all about the 100th anniversary of the NFL, and in particular what the Packers are doing to honor Bart Starr this year. So we thought it might be kind of fun to do some fun interviews regarding Bart Starr. When you see number 15 on the helmet this year for the season, that's how the Packers are honoring Bart. You'll know why. So we hope you enjoy these interviews talking about what an amazing man Bart Starr was, and how he contributed to our community and the legacy that he left, which is part of that beautiful mystique of the Green Bay Packers. We hope you have a wonderful season. Go Packers. Hi everyone. Okay, so now we're out downtown by the Bart Starr Memorial. And this is my good friend and fellow realtor, John Maino.
Hello.
We have known each other for a very, very long time, back when I worked in media sales and television.
Absolutely.
Yes, long time.
That was in the 50s. Not kidding.
When we were thinking about the Bart Starr thing,
Yes.
John did one of my most favorite Bart Starr interviews of all time. I was driving.
I remember that.
It was noon. It was like a 15-minute interview. It ended up being over an hour.
Yeah.
I canceled my appointment, pulled over, and just listened to the interview because it was so moving.
No thanks to me. It was just Bart Starr. It was so amazing. You could throw anything at Bart Starr, and he will give you such great, insightful answers. It's incredible.
I think the quality of a great leader, of a great quarterback, is being able to deliver when you have to. Anybody can play when there's really nothing at stake, regardless of the game, regardless of the situation. But I really think the measure of the player is how well he plays under pressure when you have to win.
Incredible. He was awesome.
He was an awesome human being. So
Yes.
my takeaway from that interview, because I obviously don't know him,
Right.
was what a gentleman he was.
Yep.
Thoughtful.
Yep.
Courteous,
Sincere. Yep.
Respectful. So why
Absolutely.
don't you just, if you have any Bart Starr memories or
Well, growing up,
stories?
Bart Starr was the king, obviously. Little kid up in the UPA had all of his books and, How to Be a Quarterback by Bart Starr and all those kind of things. But it was just such a disappointment when I came to Green Bay. Bart Starr had just been fired. And that was so devastating just to me, because it's like, my gosh, I'm going to get to interview and cover Bart Starr.
Because you
Bart
came to Green Bay
Starr.
for work.
For a
okay.
TV station,
Okay,
exactly,
good.
1984. But I remember September of 1984, the Packers held their very first Glory Days reunion. Okay, Jerry Kramer put it together, and the Packers were playing the San Diego Chargers that day. I still remember it.
What a memory.
Well, I still remember Dan Phelps completed 14 passes in a row in that game. But it was so amazing. Again, I'm in the tunnel, the north tunnel where the Packers used to come out of, and I'm standing there videotaping with, my goodness gracious, Jim Taylor's standing there, and Bart Starr's right there, and there's Jerry Kramer, there's Max McGee, and it was just, I'm like in heaven. I mean,
in awe.
In awe. It's like, my gosh, this
Totally
is so
starstruck.
awesome. And there was Bart Starr, and he wasn't saying much. And Fuzzy Thurston went up to him. Fuzzy's so gregarious and everything. Of course, with his throat problem, he goes up and goes, Bart, what's the matter? You look nervous. I've never seen Bart Starr look nervous. And I'll never forget this. Bart goes, not sure, Fuzzy, I feel like I'm getting fed to the lions today. He goes, what are you talking about? They love you, they love you. Because Bart, I talked to other people later on, was so crushed by, what happened, getting fired, and he felt like he failed the Packer fans. And you know how it is, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're the head coach of the Packers and you're not winning, the fans pretty much turn on you. It doesn't matter who you are. And he was really worried that he was going to get booed when he ran onto the field. And I'll never forget that. So I'm still videotaping from behind now. And Gary Canaffo, number 15, Bart Starr! And Bart runs out, and it was like an explosion of applause and cheering unlike I've ever heard. It was incredible. An unbelievable standing, thunderous ovation. And I had another cameraman on the other end videotaping the guys as they run through. And I will never forget, Bart kind of ran out with, kind of a stir, just sort of and the smile on his face that popped out was so great. I got goosebumps when I looked at it in the editing room. He had this biggest smile on his face because I think in his mind, it was finally, okay, maybe I failed somewhat as a coach, but the Packer fans were letting him know Man, we love you as Bart Starr, the man. Forget about Bart Starr, the coach. Bart Starr, the man. Not even the player. The man is who they were applauding. And I'll never forget how he was just beaming. I'll never forget that. I can see it like it was yesterday.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, there wasn't, for kids, and you know, my memories of Bart are that, you know, we only had 3 TV stations. We had 1 really good radio station as kids. We played outside all day long, and so, you know, I looked at the things that I remember, and it was the Vietnam War was going on, and so we all were in tune with that. NASA was in a race for the moon, and then there was Bart Starr and the Green Bay Packers, and that was what we kind of watched and viewed. It was a big part of our lives, and so you know, I think the iconic piece of Bart is that we had a bigger focus on him, I think, as a role model. People loved him, and kids loved him, and kids wanted to be them. I played football in this front yard with my friends in the neighborhood, and I think we all wanted to be Bart Starr. We either wanted to be, you know, the fireman, the policeman, the astronaut, or we wanted to be Bart Starr. Brings back a lot of memories because my father and Bart were business partners in several developments back in the 1960s, and that's the era that I grew up as a child. So oftentimes after work, Bart would spend his day, of course, over at Lambeau Field, and on his way home, he would come over here to sign business papers, that type of thing. And my dad would tip me off. He would say, you know, Mr. Starr is going to be around, and if you don't want to miss it, you better be here. So, of course, I stayed put, and he would show up. So I knew he was coming. I'd look up and down the street looking for his station wagon with a number 15 on his license plate, and he would stop by, and of course, being 10 or 11 years old, I'd grab my football, and I might have even grabbed my Packer helmet, and I'd wait for him, and he'd get here, and he'd say hello to me, and he'd say go long, which wasn't too far into the front yard, and he'd throw a ball to me, which was a big treat at that time. So a lot of fun to catch a ball from Bart Starr.
Great memories, really great.
Cable, we just couldn't see the Packers there unless they were nationally televised, and I missed it so much. And I lived in this apartment complex I got to know a whole bunch of people, and we played water volleyball all the time. And I said, okay, everyone, because we're all from different parts of the country, I'm going to start a Packers fan club. And what's that mean? Well, it's an excuse to get together and buy a keg of beer and play water volleyball and all this stuff. But here's what. If you each give me $5, I will get you a signed Green Bay Packer football cap signed by Bart Starr. And they go, no way, you don't know Bart Starr. Yes, I do. So I collected $5 from 24 people. I called my mom and I said, I'm sending you a check. I've got this money. She went to Shopko, bought 24 hats, called Bart, went down to the Packer offices. He signed every one on the brim, and she mailed them back to me, all for $5.
You were probably a hero.
Oh my God. I've connected with some of the people from back then, not many, but some, and to find that some still have their hats. Others left their hats in like a sports bar in Y, Arizona. Somewhere in Y at this bar, there is a Bart Starr signed ball cap stuck, stapled to the ceiling, and they have no idea that it's signed and sitting there. It's among thousands.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Chris Schenkel here at City Stadium in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The first time that the Pro Championship has ever been played here in Green Bay, and of course, it's a big day. On the field, the playing of the national anthem with the Sullivan Wallen Post American Legion Color Guard and the Army Color Guard and the Green Bay Packer Band and the Lake Band Color Guard on the field, along with the Golden Girls and the Packerettes, the Star Spangled Banner, as we're getting set for...